Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. Today we're doing a comparison of the new Turtle Wax Hybrid Solution Ceramic Wet Wax. So what does that mean? It's a product that you can put on your car after you've washed it and the car's soaking wet to help you dry it and add protection at the same time. So kind of, let's call it the lazy man's way of adding protection. Now what this new product from Turtle Wax is bringing to the game is it is adding the latest and greatest SiO2 materials into its formulation. Now to compare this product, we're going to take that original, its predecessor, the Blue Bottle Turtle Wax Rinse Wax, which is a product that I've discovered relatively recently and I've been very impressed with. So to learn more about the new product, we're going to compare it to the old one and which one is going to come out on top. Stay tuned to find out. Welcome back to the channel, guys. So we're comparing these two products as said in the introduction. The predecessor, the Blue Turtle Wax Dry and Shine Rinse Wax, and the new Hybrid Solutions range product, which you can see lurking in the background here. The new stuff with SiO2 Ceramic Wet Wax. Now essentially both these products are more or less the same genre of products. Like I say, you wash your car with shampoo, you rinse it off, you've got a car covered in water, and then you can take that opportunity to use these products to add protection and help remove that water. So they can be known as drying aids, if you like, or wet waxes, or rinse wax, whatever you want to call them. Now, let's start off with the obvious, guys. This first product here that's been around in the hybrid range in the UK, so we have this hybrid range. This rinse wax product you can pick up, I think it has an RRP roughly of about £8 for 750 ml. So let's convert that to a price per litre. It's approximately about £10 a litre if you can convert it, or £10.66 or something like that, isn't it? Roughly £10 a litre, okay? And that's not going by any of those bargain basement prices. That's going by the RRP of £8, if it is £8. This product, I believe, is going to be £18 for 500 ml in the UK. So its price per litre, is based on that, is around £36 a litre. So £10 a litre for the previous product, £36 a litre for the new one in the UK. If I've got that wrong, I'll just put a sticky post in there because it hasn't quite been released yet, but that's the information I've got. So over 3 times the cost of the old product. There are discounters in the UK that I don't want to keep banging on about that are underselling this price way below RRP, and that's helped really create a lot of interest in there. I've reviewed this. It's been in my wet coat or spray and rinse or drying aid shootout where I compared 8 market leading products, and I think overall this came second, topped only by Geon Wet Coat, because that had some self-cleaning properties that none of the other ones did. But this was the powerhouse performer, perhaps the most hydrophobic, perhaps up there, but for the value for money was phenomenal, and I like this. The feedback from some people was they found it streaky to use, but I don't believe that this product is streaky. I believe it's all about risks of streaking, and if you do certain things when you apply it, then you can mess up like you can with any product. So you have to be careful with these. It's something I'm going to talk about a little bit later on in this test. So the key question is, can the new SiO2 version of the product from Turtle Wax, can it outperform this particular product? Because you are being asked to pay over 3 times the amount for this product versus the old one. I've said before in other videos that I don't always want dirt cheap with these type of products. I'm looking for performance because they're products that last you forever, you know, sometimes, you know, unless you're doing this professionally, and you end up, if you're like me, with hundreds of products and you never get through them. So I don't always want dirt cheap. I want performance and good value. So I'll leave it at that. Let's carry on now with the test. We've just rated them on the first criteria, which is value for money. So it's 1-0 to the predecessor Blue Bottle Rinse Wax. Next test, guys, is slickness. As you know, I lay the products down onto a panel, and I simply put these new, at the moment I'm using those magic eraser to sit on the panel, and I lift it up and I see which ones slide off first, and I repeat the test. I repeated the test 10 times here. 7 out of 10 times the product, the magic eraser on the blue rinse wax side, slid down the panel first. I've swapped them around, I've used slightly different positions and all that sort of stuff, but I've concluded that this product has a slightly lower surface friction than the ceramic wet wax. It is therefore the winner of the slickness test. Next up, measuring gloss, guys. As always, we've taken our Row-Point gonophotometer and we've used that to measure gloss on a prepped panel where the products have been applied either side. We are measuring 20-degree gloss because the panel we're measuring has its base gloss, or its natural gloss, is around about 80 units. So 20 degrees is the suitable kind of angle to get the most accurate reading. The comparisons there is that the ceramic wet wax, over an average of 5 readings, got 87.9 units of gloss, and the turtle wax dry and shine rinse wax got 89.0 average. So that's 1.9 units of gloss more. So this one had more 20-degree gloss. It's not significant, but it's still the winner. So let's just give you the results and then you can decide. The next reading that we measure, which is something that I find slightly more useful, and I'm starting to see the importance of this reading, is R-spec. Now when you measure 20-degree gloss, you're measuring it over a kind of angle of light that comes out of the machine, bounces off the panel, goes back into a whole array of receptors on the Row-Point IQ. R-spec measures a tiny peak bandwidth to give you a very sensitive gloss reading that is affected more by fine surface texture. It's really a really clever gloss reading, and the more of this I do, the more importance I place on R-spec. To give you a reason why, my red peril out there, once I polished that, the 20-degree gloss was capped. I couldn't get the gloss up to more than 89 units, no matter what I did. That scrap panel out there, I can just hit it with anything and I'll probably get 89 units out of it, even though it looks rubbish. So that scrap panel, for some reason, can measure more gloss than my red peril. But if you look at my red peril, it looks amazing compared to the scrap panel. So gloss is an interesting thing. My red peril has very thick clear coat, nice clear coat, and it just looks great. So the gloss reading, it's not always kind of representative of what we see as cool. But what I notice is when I polish the red peril, after I'd done my very fine surface polishing, when I was taking gloss readings, my R-spec readings matched my gloss readings all over the car. So I'd managed, and I'd never, you know, this is the first time I've had done this measuring on a car that I've actually kind of detailed. So I felt like I'd kind of maxed out R-spec and gloss that way. So sometimes measuring how close your R-spec is to gloss, for me, is one of the most important things you can do in measuring real gloss. Anyway, what were the results? It's really important, that last statement, but some people are going to be thinking, what the hell is he going on about? But it is really important. The ceramic wet wax measured 86.5 R-spec, which is pretty high compared to its 20-degree gloss. And the turtle wax rinse and shine measured 87.2, which relative to its R-spec is roughly the same. Roughly the same sort of level of performance. In summary, guys, the gloss data for both these products was very close, but just to keep it simple, the one that had the best performance on the averages was the blue turtle wax rinse and shine. Okay guys, so the next test is haze. Our gonophotometer is also, as well as able to measure gloss, is able to measure the amount of haze on the surface. So at the moment, the blue product is winning 3-0 on value for money, gloss and slickness. Pleased to say in this test, the log haze readings of the ceramic wet wax were 9.2 on an average of 5 readings, and the rinse wax was 11.2 0.6. So the winner is the ceramic wet wax, because you're looking for a low figure, guys. Closer to 0 the better. Is that significant? It's not massive. Again, it's not massive, it's very close, but it's lower, so it wins. Let's keep it simple. Next up, beading or hydrophobicity, guys. Which one is the most water repellent? When we tested this rinse wax in a field of 8 products, it was up there, I think, in the top 3. Very, very hydrophobic. In this test, guys, I will keep it very simple. The blue rinse wax is slightly more hydrophobic than the ceramic wet wax. Sheets slightly faster, so the repellent action of the water is quicker. Slightly higher contact angles, slightly better beading, slightly more hydrophobic. Another point to the turtle wax and rinse wax. Next up, guys, durability. We're going to be testing wave after wave, hitting these with the same detergent and seeing which one holds on to its hydrophobic performance the longest. It's important to state that measuring the maintenance of hydrophobic performance under wave after wave of detergent testing, that seems to be becoming a YouTube standard now, which, because it's the only thing you can easily measure. The danger with that is it's going to make the industry that's watching think all we need to do is really provide products that are hydrophobic and can maintain their hydrophobicity, when really what the industry should be doing is providing us products that are actually best for protecting and maintaining our paintwork long term. That's the thing. You could have the product which does that better than any other product but isn't particularly hydrophobic, and then it will do awful on these tests, and then I see from the comments people saying, oh, that product's rubbish, its water repellency has failed quicker. But there's a lot more to it than that, guys. So understand, it's not all just about beading. You know, that's one of the reasons that these SiO2 materials are supposed to be coming, you know, being introduced into the industry, or, you know, been around for decades now, but you know, they're supposed to be able to repel contamination and help clean your car more than a conventional kind of paste wax and stuff like that. Although good luck trying to measure that. Anyway, let's just crack on with this, guys. Durability, it was close, but the one that seemed to maintain its hydrophobic performance the best to me was the turtle wax rinse wax, the blue bottle one. And I'll overlay the shot so you can see what I'm kind of seeing to base my decision. So at the moment, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 marks to the blue bottle and 1 mark to the ceramic wet wax. One more test I like to kind of do, guys, and sometimes talk about, even if I don't score it, is I like to have these products sitting on my panel, you know, which is a real car hood, and I like to have it sitting outside, because that kind of simulates my car sitting outside in the environment, under a tree, having stuff falling on it, getting dirty. And then what I like to do is, day after day, I like to just spray water on that and see if there's any difference in the hydrophobic performance between the two products. Because the products which offer self-cleaning, it's harder for all this kind of debris that falls on there to stick to it. It just gets rinsed off when you spray it with water. But what I find with a lot of products, especially like paste waxes and stuff like that, all that dust and stuff and debris that falls on the panel masks the hydrophobic performance. It does on lots of protection products, not just wax. So that spraying it with water doesn't bring back the hydrophobicity. You have to get like a wash mitt or a brush and some detergent and contact clean it and then rinse that off, and suddenly bang, the hydrophobic performance pops back through because you're cleaning the debris off. So I love to see products that don't get buried by dirt as much and observe that, and it's one thing I look out for, and it's the reason I recommend wet coat to people, because it does seem to have some of that self-cleaning, and it advertises that it has self-cleaning. Looking at these two particular products, guys, I cannot see or observe any of that self-cleaning going on. The products, when the panel sits outside for a few days and I go and spray up the hose, virtually all the hydrophobic performance have gone, maybe a little bit around the edge, and I have to clean them, and when I clean them, bang, it jumps back into life, and I know the protection's still there, still working, it's underneath the car, it's durable, good protection, but it's not repelling dirt like some of the other products that I can see from the ceramic companies. So that's probably down to the choice of the actual materials that are used, and that's why it's very important to me to look at the product claims and see if a product from Turtle Wax actually advertises self-cleaning, and it doesn't. So I did ask Turtle Wax as well, does this product offer self-cleaning? And they didn't say that it does. The only claim on there is that it repels water and contamination. So I'm not sure if that means like bonded contamination, things that stick, so you might have to clay your car less. But just in terms of general dirt repellency, I can't see any sort of improvements over other car protection products. And in fact, I can't see a difference between the two. Okay guys, we've done a total of 7 tests here. There was one draw where both sides got 0. This one 5 tests. This one won 1 test. Therefore, the Turtle Wax Rinse Wax is the winner of this particular comparison. So in summary, it's roughly at least a third of the price, perhaps even more, than the new ceramic wet wax, and its performance in the things that I can measure might be slightly better. That's it guys. Should you go and try out the ceramic wet wax? Yes, you should. All testing aside, I think you're going to like the results with this product, but you will only know if you try them. However, if you are on a budget, this is the biggest problem, is that their cheap rinse wax product is a powerhouse, and it is over a third of the cost of the ceramic wet wax. So it's quite simple guys. If you're on a budget, go with the blue bottle. If you want to try some of these latest SiO2 technologies in the form of a spray and rinse type product or a spray and dry type product, then go with the ceramic wet wax. It's designed to be used in combination with all of these hybrid solution products. The next one we are going to be testing, and I'm interested, this is going to be an interesting one, because it's kind of, there's not many of these on the market. I talked about the gap in the market earlier on, and this was the sort of product that I was looking for, like an all-in-one polish, so you can buff up, improve your paintwork by hand or by machine, and wipe it back and then give it one final spray with water. You have to do, I'll go through this when I do the video, and it also lays down protection, which works as a primer for all of these other products in the hybrid solutions range. So how long does the durability last on this product? What can the abrasives in this product cope with? They claim 1500. Can you take out, 1500 sanding marks with it? It's not, it's a specific type of abrasive in this particular product, not a diminishing abrasive. What are the gloss levels of this product compared to finishing products and all that sort of stuff? There's loads of great testing we're going to do on the ceramic polish and wax coming up soon, guys. So finally, if you're interested in all of these product comparisons, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification. And guys, if you want to support the channel, because these videos, to make them and shoot them, are time consuming. If you want to support the channel for as little as $1 a month, if you're in the UK, don't worry when I say $1, it will just take 75p out of your account. It does it all through PayPal at the end of the month. So it does all the conversion. So 75p a month, and all help and support is appreciated. And there's a link in the description where you can sign up to Patreon, and you also get the behind the scenes footage and all sorts of other things. And I'm going to be adding some new tierings and perhaps doing some exclusive contents to try and make it a little bit more interesting as well. So thanks to all the guys as well that have been signed up and supporting me. That's been a big thing for me, and enabling me to carry on doing this channel. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I shall see you soon on the Forensics Detailing channel. Take care. Bye for now.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I when